I've been following this perspective that you can control what you can control. It sounds great. It looks good on paper. It even sounds good when it rolls off the tongue. But isn't it until you actually put it into practice where you truly get to understand what is within your power and what you can accomplish when you are focused on what's in your circle of control. And I think about this as I ask myself this question of what does excellence look like and how am I pursuing excellence on a regular basis? Or do I put forth my best foot in the pursuit of excellence within my circle of control? I have been just listening to this podcast with Dr. George Fraser, and he talks about we need to be more consistent on pursuing excellence over money. And the excellence mentality raises the level of awareness, accountability, success, then, and even just own worth. Like we all have self-worth, but even just the own like level of effort and attitude, and the money will follow. Versus if we follow the money, go towards the money, we would do anything and everything that would dictate us accomplishing that outcome. So we might cut corners, we might cross the line, we may not do our very best, because if the goal is to get the dollar, then we won't pursue excellence. But if we flip it and pursue excellence, that excellence will drive us to do great regardless of what's going on. It's more so about the integrity, about the character, than just the outcome of the money. And I process that as I think about what excellence looks like for me in how I show up as a father, as a husband, as a speaker, as a leader, in the work that I do on a daily basis, not only just to impact myself, but those around me. And am I doing it in a way that is seeking, not just money, because we'll transition to like external validation or external praise or some level of accolades, versus just the own personal contract I put on myself to be excellent in all that I do, and allowing that to be the driver to be that leader and person in every space that I'm in. Which means that I got to focus on what I can control. It means that the outcomes that I am seeking can't be tied to some level of tangible value that I don't have control of accomplishing, but I can accomplish the inputs that I put in. I can accomplish how often I talk and speak, read, conceptualize a thought, and capture it to make it make sense for my target audience. How I practice patience, how I practice kindness, how I practice having a vision and putting forth a plan and executing that plan. Just how I show up on a regular basis. Those are the levels of inputs that I can control with the desire to reach excellence. There's another podcast I was listening to that talked about, it was an interview Kobe Bryant did, and he was talking about failure and how failure is something that we shouldn't be fearful of, because it's a data point in our process. And failure only comes when we quit or no longer do the thing that we are desiring to do. And for his sake, the interviewer was talking about, if he doesn't win the championship, does he consider it a failure? He's like, well, no, it's just be a disappointment, because it's a goal that I wanted to have. But because he's seeing failure as a learning opportunity, he puts forth his best effort, seeks excellence in that space, desires an outcome, but knows that he can control how well he prepares, and learns from that experience to then try again the next day. And I know my hindrance to even pursue excellence is the fear of failing. And that fear of failing doesn't even allow me to show up to the mic or step up as a leader to pursue an initiative moving forward, or take an opportunity that I know is good for me, but I'm afraid to fail, so I don't take it. But if I was to reframe that perspective as long as you stay in the game, you're never going to fail, because every chance you take is a chance to learn and get better. So when you combine both of those perspectives, that means that everything that we do, everything that I do, is a chance to pursue greatness and excellence, because I'm constantly learning and taking action in the areas that I know I can control, and leveraging those experiences as a chance to perfect it and get better and try again the next day. So as you all are processing how you're showing up in this world, the hope is that you're taking opportunities to see what excellence looks like for you, and that you transition your actions to an opportunity to learn and grow and get better for your own edification and development, beyond what the outcome, and hope that the outcome is success. But success is you staying in the game and growing and developing, more than the external validation or the monetary value that you can receive. But I'm learning that if we do focus on what we can control and stay in the game in that way, we will receive those opportunities externally. And it may not come in a way that we think, but that shouldn't be the dangling carrot to get us out of bed and get to work. The motivation behind why we do what we do is because we desire excellence, and we desire to make ourselves and the people around us better. So let that be the mindset that we take moving forward, and let that be the mindset we take every day. And if you find yourself asking, hey, you said it back at the end of the day, or you wake up early in the morning and realize, did I give my very best today? Or did I give my very best yesterday? Or what did I do? Here's what I want to reframe. It's not a either or. It's a, hey, as human beings, we're constantly growing and learning. We're never going to be perfect, but we're always progressing. So 2 questions that we can ask ourselves are, 1, how did I pursue excellence today, yesterday, last week, recently, in that activity, in that event, in that speaking gig, in that coaching opportunity, in that workspace, in the task that was at hand? How did I pursue excellence? And that question allows us to see the positive actions that we are doing, right? Because we're always doing something that's better than the day before. We are constantly evolving and growing. Asking ourselves where we have practiced excellence is a great mental reminder that we're developing in a great way. And it can be a great staple to show these are the positive attributes that I want to keep fostering. And I've seen that success through either you've reached the output that I desired, or somebody mentioned, hey, you did great in this, or, you feel good at the end of the day, those types of things. But that's number 1. Number 2, where can I, or should I have been more excellent in? And that is the development aspect of our learning and growing, where, as an athlete, you look at the film and you realize, if I, as a wide receiver, would have taken a better route, I would have got to my spot a lot better, made the catch a lot easier, right? You could review the tape and realize there were some tweaks and changes you could make to your game plan to reach that expected outcome. But it's that viewing it from that lens is not negative, but it's just an opportunity to grow. So where have I been excellent? Where I can be more excellent? Putting those 2 together to then say, this is what my game plan is going to be next time I get the opportunity, and who can engage me and help me keep accountable will further progress our desire to be excellent in everything that we do. So take that with what you will. Let me know what you think. If you find yourself being excellent in certain areas, how are you taking these actions to become excellent with the areas that you can control? You can check in on me. My excellence is going to be coming through more of my speaking and coaching spaces as I'm working to develop leaders and develop belonging workplace cultures, guiding myself and others to do that. I'm going to be continuing to practice my craft and my skill set in that area. And you can always check on me on that. And what would that look like for you? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'll holla at you later.